Hello and welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
Conference discusses measures for sustainable poverty reduction. Seventhday Adventist Church hosts third General Conference. Vietnam is likely to see $4 billion trade deficit.
A conference was held on December 10th to discuss measures for rapid and sustainable poverty reduction. Addressing the meeting, Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc, head of the Steering Committee for the Northwestern region, requested boosting socio-economic development in the Northwestern region based on utilizing its potentials and advantages such as tourism, forestry, agriculture, and border trade, with synchronous and sustainable measures in order to bring these advantages into full play and favoring investment activities by businesses. Poverty reduction must be considered a key task in the entire political system and local people, especially those in the 6 poorest provinces of the region, Phúc said, adding that the communication should be boosted to encourage locals to make greater efforts to escape poverty. Participants at the event said poverty reduction must be associated with tourism promotion, especially community-based tourism, while agricultural restructuring should focus on specialties of each locality based on the application of technology and brand building. They stressed the need for an effective master strategy on economic development, particularly job creation and income generation for locals. They said the Northwestern region should create more attractions for investors and focus on vocational training, as well as developing skills for laborers in association with social demand. It is necessary to combine poverty reduction programs and have a decentralized approach to poverty reduction so that the communal and district levels can build and evaluate the efficiency of the task. The Seventhday Adventist Church organized the third General Conference on December 10th in Ho Chi Minh City. More in the following. The General Conference is the most significant and the biggest religious practice of the Seventhday Adventist Church, which is organized every 4 years. The event aims to review the achievements made from the previous tenure, elect the church's new executive board, and approve a new vision for the 2016 to 2020 period. The Seventhday Adventist Church is one of the religious groups that made its presence in Vietnam before 1975. In 2008, the church was recognized by the state. Currently, the church has over 16,000 followers across 32 cities and provinces. The church's dignitaries and followers have contributed to national construction and defense. Addressing the event, a representative of the Government Committee for Religious Affairs stated that the party and state always pay due attention to the religious practices. Vietnam's automobile sales in November revved up by 86% from the same period last year and 33% from October, amounting to 29,700 units. The Vietnam Automobile Manufacturers Association said during the month, the number of passenger cars sold shot up 42% against October to over 18,600 vehicles. The sales of domestically assembled cars over the month stood at more than 17,100 units, 7.6% lower than October. In a stark contrast, the industry recorded a 95% rise in the purchase of CBU imported cars, 12,577 vehicles. By the end of November, auto turnover surged 57% compared to the same period last year. The sales of passenger cars, commercial cars, and special-purpose cars rose 45%, 73%, and 109% respectively. Also in the 11-month period, over 154,200 domestically assembled cars and 61,260 imported cars were sold, up 50% and 78% yearly. While the cement industry was struggling with an excess of supply over demand, exports, which were considered a solution to boost consumption, failed to meet expectations. Cement and clinker exports in 11 months of this year dropped by 27% over the same period last year to roughly 15 million tons, far below the target of 20 million for the full year. The cement industry faced harsh competition from China, the world's biggest cement producer, which accounted for 60% of the world's total output and selling at lower prices. Previously, the Ministry of Construction estimated that total cement sales would reach between 72 million and 74 million tons this year, up 4% over 2014, in which exports would be at around 20 million tons. The ministry forecast that cement exports would fall to around 16 million to 17 million tons next year, and the total cement sales would be between 75 and 77 million tons. To date, there are 76 cement production factories in the country, with a total design capacity of 81.56 million tons per year, which would then increase to more than 98 million tons in the next 5 years. The Ministry of Industry and Trade has announced that Vietnam could run up a $4 billion trade deficit for the whole year after 3 consecutive years of a trade surplus. Let's find out more. The trade deficit would account for 2.4% of total exports, much lower than the set target of 5% set by the National Assembly early this year. Statistics from the ministry showed that in the first 11 months of the year, export revenues totaled $148.7 billion, up 8.3% over the same period last year. Meanwhile, the country's import values reached nearly $152.5 billion, an increase of 13.7% over the same period of 2014, causing a $3.8 billion trade gap in general. The ministry said Vietnamese firms had outperformed foreign-owned enterprises in terms of exports for many years, causing the trade deficit. According to the General Statistics Office, from January to November, the domestic sector caused an $18.7 billion trade deficit, whereas foreign invested firms helped the country run up a $14.9 billion trade surplus. The U.S. remained the largest importer of Vietnamese goods, with turnover of $30.6 billion, while China retained its position as the biggest exporter of products to Vietnam. Despite being a coal exporter for many years, Vietnam will have to import 2.3 million tons of coal for domestic electricity production in 2017. We have further details coming up next. Currently, Vietnam's total coal reserve is about 47 billion tons. Of the figure, the reliable coal reserve is about 3.9 billion tons. By 2025, the volume of coal imports will be about 48 million tons, and it will be increased to 80 million in 2030. Vietnam could import from major coal export countries, including Australia, Indonesia, Russia, or South Africa, but each country has its own problems. Hence, an import policy and strategy is needed for Vietnam to ensure a stable coal supply for its domestic production. Experts said the implementation of the periodic mining activities reports of some organizations have not been taken seriously, causing difficulties for the government in controlling the actual coal mining output of these organizations and individuals. To remedy this condition, the government is suggested to have the statistics of the inventory of the reserves to understand the volatility of each mineral. In addition, the government should consider establishing a mineral fund and allocate it to the Ministry of Finance to manage. Young Indo-Chinese people gathered in the Lao province of Champasak for an annual youth forum. The event was part of the 10th meeting of the Joint Coordination Committee of the Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam Development Triangle Area. It aimed to enhance the friendship and traditional cooperation between regional youth.
The forum was seen as a move to realize the joint statement on cooperation in the Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam Development Triangle Area, signed by the Prime Ministers of the 3 countries in November 2014. Major issues debated at the forum included young people's role in preserving and upholding traditional cultural values, preparing high-quality human resources ahead of the formation of the ASEAN community, and youth participation in eco-tourism in combination with poverty reduction. The event offered an opportunity for regional young people to express views on issues of shared concern and roll out feasible measures to promote their collaboration. Within the framework of the two-day event, an exchange of young entrepreneurs from the three countries was held along with trade and tourism fairs and camping activities.
In a related story, as part of the 10th meeting of the Joint Coordination Committee of the Development Triangle Area, a Cambodia-Laos-Vietnam art show is taking place in Champasak province of Laos.
During the three-day event running from December 8th to 10th, art troops from 13 provinces in the area will entertain viewers with special art performances featuring their local cultural identities. In the first night of the show, artists from Vietnam's Central Highlands region performed songs and dances, symbolizing the Highlanders' characteristics, which received warm response from the audiences.
As you have seen, huge crowds flock to the show, proof that they are keen on the culture not only of Laos but also of Vietnam and Cambodia, manifesting the tight relationship among our nations.
The art show is designed to promote cultural exchanges among local residents living in the Development Triangle area and the three countries in general, thus helping to enhance their understanding about the other nations' culture, landscapes and people.
More than 400 artworks of paintings, graphics, performance art and video art representing Vietnam's fine arts between 2011 and 2015 are being displayed at an exhibition in Hanoi. Let's take a glance at the exhibition. With the title Vietnam Fine Arts Exhibition, the event showcases works selected from among more than 4,000 entries sent by artists above the age of 18 from across the nation. The artworks were made in the last 5 years. The organizing board has selected 40 best artworks for the prizes. A woodcarved painting titled A-di-đà Phật, Buddha by Nguyễn Khắc Hân from the northern province of Bắc Ninh, and a statue featuring Vietnamese heroic mothers made of granite stone by Đinh Gia Thắng from the central city of Da Nang won the gold medals. They each walk away with a cash prize of 50 million Vietnam dong, equivalent to $2,200. The organizers also gave away 4 silver and 12 bronze medals, along with 20 consolation prizes. The exhibition will run at the Vietnam Center for Exhibition, Culture and Arts, number 2 Hoa Lư Street, till December 23rd. Da Nang welcomed 1.2 million foreign visitors in 2015, marking the first year when international arrivals to the central coastal city surpassed the 1 million figure.
In 2015, Da Nang City welcomed around 4.6 million visitors, including 1.2 million foreign tourists, up 30.8% year-on-year. The Municipal Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism reported the local tourism reeled in almost $597.2 million, an annual increase of nearly 29%. In November, Da Nang International Airport welcomed its 6 millionth passengers, the desired arrival for 2020 as set in its development plan. Recently, the world's most entertaining site, The Richest, lists Da Nang among the world's 10 most improved cities to visit in 2015. In a recent blueprint for tourism growth from 2016 to 2020, Da Nang expects to receive 8 million visitors by 2020, including 2 million foreigners. The annual growth rate of arrivals will average 12.6%. The central hub considers tourism among prioritized sectors, targeting to spur such products as high-end beach resorts, shopping, and eco-tours.
And that has concluded our news bulletin. Thank you for your attention. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.